What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to From The Bench Vols. I'm your host, Will Meadows, and welcome to not a Wednesday edition, not a Friday edition, but a Tuesday edition. And I think you guys know why. There's just so much going on in the world of Tennessee athletics right now. Tennessee's got their quarterback. Did it come from where you kind of thought it would be? Probably not, but Joey Aguilar could be the new QB1 in Knoxville. And then, on the other side, in basketball, Tennessee signs their highest-rated recruit in the history of the basketball program in five-star Nate Ament. We're going to talk about all that and more and what those signings and commitments mean. Before we get into anything, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and leave a comment on how you feel about this signing, or commitment, I guess you'd say, of Joey Aguilar, and who you'd rather have be that QB1, him or Jake Merklinger. So let's just get right into it. We'll start with football because I know that's probably what a lot of you guys are here for. Tennessee signs, commits, whatever you want to call it. Former UCLA, former App State quarterback, not really the UCLA quarterback, Joey Aguilar, out hometown of Ament, California. You know, a crazy situation. Obviously, we all know what happened with Nico as of late. You hear a lot of names like Sam Levitt. You hear Avery Johnson, Luke Altmaier. You know, a lot of guys that are starting four quarterbacks. And this guy, Joey Aguilar, had a very two successful years at App State. Throws for nearly 8,000 yards, 71 touchdowns, wins Sunbelt Newcomer of the Year. Transfers to UCLA, back to his home state of California. You know, UCLA wasn't very good last year, but it's a step up from App State nonetheless. The drama goes on with Nico Iamaleava. Tennessee tells him to kick rocks. Nico ends up at UCLA. And now Joey Aguilar's like, well, I want to play some football. Because there's no doubt about it, it didn't matter if those guys had a quarterback battle. And it didn't matter if Joey Aguilar won that thing by a mile. Nico Iamaleava is the number one ranked transfer portal player in general, regardless of position, quarterback, but also regardless of position. He's your starter no matter what. But Joey Aguilar, enters the portal this morning, and I know we had Eric on the show not too long ago, our last episode actually, and he brought up the name Joey Aguilar. He also talked about Steve Angeli, but he also talked about Joey Aguilar when really not a lot of people did. So shout out to Eric for kind of almost calling this one. But you knew Joey Aguilar wasn't going to want to stay after he finds out that he's not the starter. He'll be a junior this year. You don't want to have a very successful 2 years and then come up and not play at all. He sees Tennessee needs a quarterback. Apparently the two meet today, or at least talk today. And he entered yesterday morning, and committed yesterday. So it didn't take very long. You really see how fast this transfer portal stuff moves. But it just kind of taking a step back and really just recognize it. Like, Aguilar just hit the jackpot when it comes to being a quarterback in the transfer portal, was handed the greatest deal of cards there ever was. He goes to UCLA. Like I said, he does get to go back home, but he's playing for a 5-7 UCLA Bruins team. It's still a step up from App State, but not a very good team in a conference where you have to travel back and forth across the country inside of conference play. A drama goes on, and now he gets to come play for a team that went to the college football playoff last year, was a consensus top 10 team in the country, has had quarterbacks put up crazy numbers as of late, especially not even just Tennessee, but Josh Heupel in general as a play caller, as the offensive mastermind behind it all. Obviously, there were some question marks last year with Nico Iamaleava, but even Joe Milton put up good numbers. And now you're probably getting paid. That number's not officially out by the time of this recording, and I doubt it will be by tomorrow when you guys are watching this, but I'd assume that he's getting paid more than he was at UCLA. Because I can tell you right now, if Nico's getting paid that 1.8 mark, which is whatever it was, people said it was $900,000 after taxes, I promise that we paid him more than $900,000. I can guarantee you that. I don't even need to see it. I can guarantee you that we are paying him more than $900,000. So, just hits the absolute jackpot. Now, is he the guaranteed starter? No. He's going to have to come in and win this locker room. He obviously has the most experience over anybody. He's a junior. Merklinger's going to be a sophomore. McIntyre's going to be a freshman. Now, Merklinger, has the most experience inside of this Tennessee scheme and offense. I mean, McIntyre has more as well. Obviously, he was here in the spring. But in terms of college football snaps, obviously Aguilar has the upper hand on everybody else. So it's going to be interesting to see. I think this is going to be an interesting quarterback battle. He's definitely not QB1 the second he gets here. He may be. Obviously, I'm not Josh Heupel. Maybe Josh Heupel said, you're the starter, buddy. But I still think that there's going to be a battle. There's a lot to learn inside of a Tennessee offense in a little less than 4 months, which is kind of crazy. I feel like it may be a little more than 4 months, but you get what I'm saying. It's soon. And Syracuse was a good team last year. You played them in the first game of the year for the Chick-fil-A Bowl. It's interesting. It's like Eric was saying on our last episode. No sitting Power 4 quarterback really would flip the script like that and put his shoes in this scenario. And because it's crazy, man. Like, it really is crazy. I hope Aguilar comes here and is the dadgum Heisman. But we'll see. It's going to be very interesting. I'm happy that we got our guy, but and you're going to go on Twitter or Instagram and you're going to see who won this quote-unquote trade. Go check out our TikTok, by the way, if you haven't. I just made a video about this. The _ from the bench was posted yesterday. But you're going to hear Tennessee fans or people on Instagram or Twitter saying, who won this quote-unquote trade between UCLA and between Tennessee? I'll give you the answer right now. UCLA. And the reason for that, did Nico have, some concerns? Did he have a big head? Were his people telling him the wrong things? Yes. Who knows what? I don't think he had a big head, but obviously there were some problems behind the scenes. Is that all an issue? Yes. Is Nico Iamaleava a consensus 5-star and the number 1 player in the transfer portal for a reason? Yes. I'm telling you right now, if you put Nico Iamaleava at Appalachian State, he's putting up video game numbers. Now, don't get me wrong. Aguilar put up great numbers in his own right. Like I said, nearly 8,000 yards in 2 years. 71 touchdowns in 2 years. I mean, that's like 3,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. That's getting after it, man. I'll tell you what. But it's against App State, or the Sun Belt at App State. So, I hope he comes here and does the exact same thing, but we all know the Sun Belt and the SEC are just a little bit different, so it's going to be interesting to see. But I just thought that was funny. I've already seen it. Caleb Sisk tweeted it out. I've seen it on Instagram, on Tennessee Topic and Vol Scoops and stuff like that. Who won the trade? UCLA. But I'm glad we got our guy, what could be our guy, the real guy. But I'm glad we're getting a guy that Josh Heupel believes in. This whole drama is over. Don't get me wrong, I like it because it helps me grow this channel. People are paying attention right now, and I hope this video does as good as it did last time. And before I get into anything else, thank you guys. Last video, and obviously big thank you to Eric Kane and Locked On Vols. To everybody who is coming from last video, was by far my most successful video to date on the channel. And to you new 40, 50 subscribers that I gained from that, welcome. I hope you stay for every video. We're trying to grow this. I appreciate you guys for subscribing, but now let's get right back into it. Sorry for my little soap opera there, but it's going to be interesting to see. We've got our guy, you hope, but the drama's over. It's almost a relief in a sense, but we'll see. These guys are going to get after it. He's going to have to win over a locker room and learn a whole new scheme in a short amount of time. But Joey Aguilar, welcome to Knoxville, and you are a Tennessee Volunteer. And who else is a Tennessee Volunteer? Our quick little switch over to basketball. Nate Ament, baby. The 6'9", versatile wing, 185 pounds, which that might alarm you when you hear 6'9", 185. He's going to put on some muscle, no doubt about it. The third-ranked player in the country, according to On3, the highest-rated recruit in the history of Tennessee basketball, has officially committed to the Tennessee Volunteers. We talked about it on our last episode as well. Tennessee wasn't really in the race for this guy there for a while. He was always lingering around. We were always lingering around the top 5, top 6, but it was always kind of between Arkansas, Duke, Louisville. But the Vols started creeping in there, baby, out of nowhere. Rick Barnes makes a few calls. Rick Barnes feels like this is his guy. Nate Ament has come out and said that Rick Barnes feels like this can be a Kevin Durant type one and done. I mean, if you've not watched Nate Ament play basketball, look up Nate Ament highlights on YouTube right now, right after you get done listening to this video. Make sure you finish this. But after you get done with this, go watch some Nate Ament highlights. The guy's a bucket. He's a guy that you give him the ball and say, all right, guys, let's get out of the way, because he's that good. Now, I'll say that, and he won't be worth a dang, because, we've also not had our luck with 5-star recruits, lately. Brandon Huntley-Hatfield was not that good, just being quite frankly honest. Julian Phillips, not that good. Keon Johnson and Jaden Springer, good. 5-star good in my opinion, maybe not. And maybe I'm spoiled and I'm used to Duke. Not spoiled, but you know what I mean. Like, maybe my standards are too high. But I really do think that this guy could be the real freaking deal. And I'll tell you what, there's one more name on that target list for Rick Barnes and this staff, and we'll get to that name in a second. I really do believe that this could be one of the best scoring teams that Rick Barnes has had, especially since Grant and Admiral. Like, that's how good I think this team can be at scoring the basketball next year. But Nate Ament, number 1 player in the state of Virginia. Our recent signee, Troy Henderson, is his teammate. Played AAU together on the 3SSB circuit. Shout out 3SSB. That's where I played. With Team Loaded Virginia. And when we signed him, kind of a lowly ranked guy, I kind of figured it was coming, in my opinion. Nate Ament commits. Who's the other guy on that target list? It's Rodney Rice, a shooting guard from Maryland. 14 points a game, great buddies with Jacoby Gillespie, has been on a visit to Knoxville, and sounds like he loves it, man. He really does. Eric was on the show last episode saying that he thinks that if it was up to just Rodney Rice, obviously, in the world of NIL and agents and family wanting the money, it's not always that way anymore. But if he thinks if it was just up to Rodney Rice, that Rodney Rice would commit to Tennessee today. It's between us. It's between USC and Villanova. Excuse me, I had to think on that for a minute. But I think if this is your starting 5 next year, Jacoby Gillespie, Rodney Rice, Nate Ament, Jalen Carey, and Felix Okpara, I tell you what, that's a very, very good starting 5. Can score the basketball. Jalen Carey scored as averaged just about as many points as Igor Milicic on much less minutes. Nate Ament is, no doubt about it, Meshack is a different level of defender, but it's vice versa. Ament is just a different level of scorer than Jemai Meshack. Obviously, Chaz Lanier, Jerry West Award winner, and we all know how good Zakai Ziegler is, but in my opinion, Jacoby Gillespie is a better scorer than Zakai Ziegler is, and we all know the depth. I expect a lot out of Amari Evans. Seems like the Rick Barnes type of recruit, big body, back-to-back OTE, Defensive Player of the Year. You got to hope Bishop Boswell makes some progressions. But then you've got Cade Phillips, you've got JP Estrella. A lot of guys that you think can help win next year. And I more than trust Rick Barnes to get this roster in the right spot. And if it's not who we think it is, again, I trust Rick Barnes to have this team where it needs to be at the start of next season. But there's so much, just not drama, but so much to talk about in the world of college football right now. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's in college football. It's in college basketball. I'm sure the landscape of the transfer portal in college basketball, will kind of come back on more to the scene as Tennessee gets their quarterback. But it's been a wild few weeks. It almost feels like it's over, man. Like a new chapter is about to start. And that in retrospect, it kind of is. But a lot of craziness has gone on in the world of Tennessee athletics. Is it over? No. We're just getting started. The baseball team is, I know I don't cover baseball like that. Not like that, I just don't cover it really at all. But I'll start covering it when we get to the postseason. Is that the best mindset? Probably not. But baseball is just not really my thing. I cheer for Tennessee, but I can't follow it enough. So, again, I really do appreciate you guys. If you are coming from the last video and you're a new subscriber, I encourage you to stick around. I'm an 18-year-old about to head to UT next year, trying to grow this thing before I get onto campus next semester. Dang, it's quick. It's only a few months. But again, I do appreciate you guys. If you are coming from that video, if you're a new subscriber, welcome to From The Bench Vols. We get content out twice a week. This week it'll be 3 times a week, but not every week you're getting the highest rated recruit in basketball program history and a new quarterback. So usually it's 2 days a week. But again, thank you guys for what you did on the last video. I really do appreciate that. But again, thank you guys for coming to watch this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed if you have not. Leave a like on this video. Leave a comment. Share it. Share it to your mom. Share it to your grandmother. Whoever. I hope you guys had a happy Easter. And again, I hope you guys had a great Easter weekend. And again, if you are not followed to the TikTok, it's _FromTheBench. Make sure you guys go follow that. But I think that is going to wrap it up. I will see you guys tomorrow with another video, and go Vols.